everybody, it's me, Luna, the Zen Witch, with another Oracle unboxing, because it is Friday, and it's actually not Friday when I'm shooting this, and tonight I was just kind of low energy. It's on the waning moon that I'm shooting this, so that really accounts for it, but then it's like, I'll shoot a video. What deck haven't I done? Which, I haven't done a lot, but I'm realizing that shooting these videos is like comfort food for me. It's really fun. And what's making it really fun is the live streams on Wednesday nights. 8:30 Eastern live stream, readings for signs and houses. It's really fun. I'm digging it. See, I have a 9th house sun, so my natural expression works well with them. Mass media, that's what I'm trying to say. So let's start tonight with a little bit of a smoke cleanse. Looky there, I made it work the first time. Fire your own sage up if you would like to. Sage, cedar, sweetgrass, sandalwood, frankincense, all of those are cleansing and clearing. The frankincense and sandalwood are more offertory than just cleansing. Sage, cedar, juniper, and sweetgrass are clearing and cleansing. So here you see what we're looking at tonight, the Mists of Avalon Oracle by Rose Inserra, illustrated by Nadia Turner. How much do I appreciate the artist's name being right up front? You know I do. This is Rockpool Publishing, and this kind of box is typical of the decks I've gotten from Rockpool lately. I like it. It's very sturdy, it's very neat. Okay. Journey to the legendary Isle of Avalon to experience its magic, mystery, and inner wisdom. I'm kind of having a hard time. It looks a lot lighter to you here than it does to me. And we've got monochrome, same color on top of a lighter version of that, and that fucks with me. Within the Mists of Avalon Oracle, uncover the myth of King Arthur and the Camelot story as you connect to druidic lore and the magic of Morgan Le Fay. Okay. Skidding to a halt. How many of you know the book Mists of Avalon? It's one of my very, very favorite books. It like influenced me deeply, down to the naming of my children. So I'm looking for this to be reflective of the Arthur story as it's told in that book, because that name is so very recognizable. But in that book, she's not called Morgan Le Fay, she's called Morgaine. So right away I know this is probably not going to be an actual Mists of Avalon deck, and that makes me so sad. Be empowered by the Avalon priestesses as they speak the language of trees in the sacred groves. Feel the spiritual power of the mystic landscape of Glastonbury, revered since ancient times as a gateway to the other world. Become part of the magic and myth of Avalon. Rose Inserra is an international author and teacher of mysticism who delves into a range of esoteric topics to reclaim forgotten mysteries and traditions. Includes 36 cards and guidebook. So, we have what also comes in the Rockpool decks. This little download your free Rockpool Oracle. Go to the Google Store, Google Play Store, or the Apple App Store, and you can get this Rockpool Oracle. It just says type Rockpool Oracle in the search bar. There are several decks to choose from when you do that, and you can have it right on your phone. I think you can do like a 1 and a 3 card reading or something, but it's nice to have it in your pocket like that. So, nice little book. Mists of Avalon Oracle, Rose Inserra, Nadia Turner. This is, gosh, it's hard to see. 2019. So very new deck. We'll look at the book next. I like to hit the big stuff first. I like to go for the artwork first, and then we look at the book. All right. Because, this is what you're going to be working with. You're going to be working with the deck eventually, not the book. And it really is important, I feel, to start off your relationship with the deck, making your relationship with the images. and then, getting those impressions and then seeing if the book actually backs up your impressions. Okay, so we have numbered cards. And the first one is the Abbey. And we have keywords on 4 sides, and this is going to suck. Okay. It might look nice and bright to you, but it's very dim to me, so I will do my best. We have interconnectedness, purpose, serenity, and shared blessings. So a keyword on each side, and that's, the Abbey, you see it's a ruined abbey, interconnectedness, purpose, serenity. The ruined abbey image by itself wouldn't really tell me that, so I'm grateful for the keywords here. And shared blessings, I can understand that. If it's a functioning abbey, yeah, the ruins of an abbey, kind of different. Anyway, the Tor, Glastonbury Tor, we have truth, clarity, connection, and source. Got a rabbit. That rabbit's got a mean streak a mile wide. And there's the Tor with the winding processional way. Look at that. Oh, see, the Mists of Avalon stories, I always wished they were illustrated because I couldn't visualize the Tor and the size of the island, and I'm spatially challenged. I'm very spatial. The Isle of Avalon, renewal, mystery, healing, and rest. And there's another image of the Tor with some of the buildings and the little huts for the priestesses. And then, see, that doesn't really give you a realistic scale either. So anyhow, I'm looking for realism in an oracle deck. All right. The Chalice Well, sanctuary, creative source, Mother Earth, and flow. Flow. I might just try to read them on the screen here, but then you're looking up my nose the whole time. So the Chalice Well. This was a sacred well. And, they talk about the water being red. Well, if you have a well that's got a lot of iron, you're going to have that oxidation, and it will look like, a womb, actually red inside. So we have here the white spring. Energy, gratitude, protection, healing. I might need just another little bit of light there. I hope that's not annoying to you. All right, the white spring. Camelot. Honor, trust, ideals, aspiration. All right, that's going to annoy me, sorry. I'll struggle through, thanks, Camelot. The Holy Thorn, the Sacred, perseverance, optimism, and courage. The Labyrinth underneath. The Sacred Grove. Longevity, protection, nature, renewal. And I have to say, I had this deck checked off on my list as having reviewed it, and I couldn't find it anywhere on my channel, so I'm assuming I haven't reviewed this deck. Sometimes it's hard to remember with all of them. If I have, I'm sure you'll let me know. Chalice Hill. This is faith, wellness, yin and yang, balance. Chalice Hill. So I know there was a maiden, the maiden that guarded the well, a virgin maiden. The other world, the ethereal, everlasting, rebirth, and journey. And now I have to put this sage out because I forgot that you have to take just a couple leaves of this sage because it's so wonderfully dry that you start it and it just keeps on going. Okay. It's the other world with the unicorn, owl, Excalibur, sovereignty, power, action, truth. The Holy Grail, life force, spirit, wisdom, regeneration. The dragon, strength, power, pathfinder, integration. Now, in Mists of Avalon, I was thinking about this. What the Grail was the ritual objects from the Isle of Avalon, the sacred objects. So there's the chalice, the dish, the knife or the blade, the sword, Excalibur, and the wand or the staff. So here we have the dragon, strength, power, pathfinder, and integration. The white and the red dragons. Interesting. See, there's nothing in the book about that. So, whole different system, but I'm crushed. Vitality, fertility, sexuality, and growth. This is sacred union. I like the growing branch antlers. The Mists of Avalon, illusion, transformation, boundary, enchantment. So there she is in the boat, calling down the mists. And that's such a, I'm not going to get into the whole controversy about Marion Zimmer Bradley. It's a hell of a book, and, I will always cherish it. But the ritual that was in her books and the description of ritual and otherworldly things, it didn't just like leap into fantasy magic. There was continuity from the real world into the magical world, and that's what I love so much. The magic is so real in her books. Morgan Le Fay, fate, intuition, prophecy, and magic. I love that image of her. I do. The Lady of the Lake. So see, if this was really a Mists of Avalon according to the book, you would have a Vivienne card. Mystery, self-knowledge, the goddess, and otherworld. And she wouldn't be standing in the middle of the lake. The Lady of the Lake in the books is the priestess of Avalon, and so she, the lake is her province. And to get there, just read the book. Just read the books. But the Isle of Avalon got shifted into the mists when it was in danger of Christianity coming in and taking over. And when the book is set during the Arthurian times, it's still possible to cross back and forth, but you have to be able to call the mists. And if you don't know where you're going, you'll go straight to Glastonbury Tor. You'll go to the Abbey and the Tor. But if you can bring down the mists, instead of arriving at the island and there being the Abbey, there will be the Tor with the ringstones and the priestess huts and the people of Avalon. And then if you don't know what you're doing and you get lost in the mists, you can break through accidentally and also by a path. So anyway, read the book. Just read it. It's great. Merlin, of course. Magic, alchemy, equilibrium, and perception. Gotta be Arthur. Yep. There he is, King Arthur, the sandy-haired lad. Authority, justice, power, leadership. And then we have Guinevere. Mists of Avalon tells the Arthurian stories from the standpoint of the women, and figuring in, what was probably happening with the Druidic cultures and the old religion of the time, the religion of the Celts. Okay, beauty, feminine power, sexuality, and love. Igraine, Arthur's mom, who was also raised in Avalon. Motherhood, acceptance, feminine power, beauty. And I'm sitting here telling you these things like they're fact. Come on. That's what that book felt like to me. And then we have Taliesin, who in the book is the Merlin. The Merlin is a position, is a role that you play. It's like a rank. And the Merlin of Britain is the messenger of the gods, who in the book happens to be Taliesin. And they call him the Merlin because a Merlin is like a hawk or a falcon. And so that is the symbol of the one that brings the message from the gods to the king. So Taliesin, poetry, creativity, storytelling, and divination. Lancelot. Lancelot. chivalry, heroism, devotion, romance. In the book, they call him Lancelot. His name is, I think he's Galahad to begin with. And they have these like Celtic names, and then they get Romanized names as they go on. And he takes this name Lancelot, or they call him Elf Arrow. And I love that it's Lancelot, not Lance-a-lot. Lance-a-lot, or Lance-a-little. Galahad, and there's Galahad. And you know the Arthurian stories, there's so many stories, so many tellings of the mythology, because it's very doubtful, these stories are mythology. It's doubtful that there was a King Arthur. If there was, he may have been like an amalgam of several kings. Anyway, triumph, purity, courage, surrender. And still, something in that book just rang true to me. Priestess of Avalon. Oh, looky. Yes, yes, and yes. Healing, initiation, divine inspiration, ancient knowledge. I am missing ritual, you guys. I am so missing. If we weren't in a pandemic right now, it's very possible that I would be looking to whip up some mother drums again. I miss it so bad. Okay, fairy. We have guardians, protection, nature's magic, and playfulness. And hold on, I gotta see if that's my son. Hey Luna, why don't you edit that out? Nah. Okay. No, it's my daughter. She's gonna have to wait. Okay. This is the Lady of Shalott. And she is love, idealism, illusion, and victim. I don't know her story. Nimue. One of my favorite names. And an excellent character in the book. Respect, self-esteem, opportunity, and confidence. Caradwyn. Inspiration, creativity, transformation, rebirth. So you see the same keywords on a lot of these cards. It's kind of the amalgam of them, the blend of them. Rhiannon. Integrity. The artwork is beautiful. Integrity, perseverance, endurance, focus. Okay, so here's an example of how you can fuck up your own experience by attachment. I went in going, Mists of Avalon, yay, the book. And what have I been talking more about? I've been talking more about the book than the cards. Very attached. So let's look really at the artwork here. They're beautiful cards. They're absolutely beautiful. Look at, I love the style of the faces. I love the coloring. Pop in, yo. And now I've got the Sagwa theme in my head. Hop on, yo. I look at her torque and her earrings. Just really cool. They are beautiful cards. We didn't even look at the back. Triskelion. Okay, Ariane Road. What's not to love there? Hello, sister. Life direction, fate, karma, and autonomy. Bronwyn. Bronwyn, I think now we're straying into the Tristan and Isolde story. Balance, support, sacrifice, letting go. Bloodyewood. And she is renewal, freedom, manifestation, and authenticity. I like those characteristics together. Okay, then we have Breed. When you see it spelled like that, B-R-I-G-I-D, it's Breed. Radiance, passion, birth and soul empowerment. And look at her. She's just, yes, the holy well and the sacred flame. There she is. The king of the fairy realm. I do love a man with antlers on his head. And he is personal power, renewal, journey, death, and rebirth. The white hart. Hart is one of my totems, the stag king. But I love these, blooming branches, growing branches being the antlers. That's kind of cool. All right, perspective, new beginnings, realignment, awakening. We have, and we're back to the Abbey. Okay, so those are the cards. And again, once I get out of my snit of this isn't what I expected, it really is a beautiful deck. Let's give it a couple shuffles and see how that goes. Swimmingly. That makes me so happy. They slide against each other nicely. So Rockpool Publishing has some nice products. I like the cardstock. I like the way their decks handle. They're sturdy, but the cards are thin and bendy, but they don't stick against each other. You've just seen my last two videos. I was dealing with a couple decks where the cards just would not slide against each other, and they were very, very, very difficult to shuffle. So let's take a little look at the book. The contents, we have the acknowledgments, introduction, how to use the cards, and then we have the landscapes of Avalon, which are the Abbey, the Tor, the Isle of Avalon, the Chalice Well, the White Spring, Camelot, the Holy Thorn, the Sacred Grove, and Chalice Hill. Then the next group is Mysteries of Avalon. And so I like these groupings. I always like it when things get chunked down. This is not a huge oracle. There's not a whole bunch of cards. But it's nice when things are categorized. It's my Mercury in Virgo. I like categories. I like things to be sorted. I like them to be sorted and resorted into different categories. It's a thing. Okay, Mysteries of Avalon. We have the Otherworld, Excalibur, the Holy Grail, the Dragon, Sacred Union, and the Mists of Avalon. And then we have the Guides of Avalon, which is everybody else. Morgan Le Fay, Lady of the Lake, Merlin, King Arthur, Guinevere, Grain, Taliesin, Lancelot, Galahad, Priestess of Avalon, Fairy, the Lady of Shalott, Nimue, Caradwyn, Rhiannon, Ariane Road, Bronwyn, Blodeuwedd, Breed, King of the Fairy Realm, and the White Hart. So, very short acknowledgments, very short introduction. How to use the cards before you start. Let's look at the introduction and see where the inspiration came from and if she mentions the book. The sacred purpose of these cards is to assist your reconnection with the ancient goddess in the otherworldly realm, a mythical place called Avalon, now veiled to mortal eyes. Both Avalon and King Arthur's Camelot shared moments in time. Their union birthed something so magical that it still lingers in our hearts and souls today. Glastonbury in England is our modern-day Avalon, where we feel the Mother Goddess's energies in the soft, gentle landscapes and healing waters of her sacred springs. The labyrinthine walk atop the great hill, the Tor, is the spiritual beacon which pierces the veils of time and space to inspire our sacred journey. Oh, how I want to walk that path before I die. These magical cards will take you on an imaginary journey to the ancient, shrouded realm of Avalon, guiding you through the mists, and helping you reconnect with Camelot's royal court of kings, queens, knights, mystics, and goddesses of those legendary times now evoked in contemporary Glastonbury. Messages of wisdom from those sacred times, oldie worldy learnings, and soul life teachings will reawaken within you the magic of that place and time as you immerse yourself in the beautiful imagery of these cards. Feel the majesty of King Arthur's court, where ideals, honor, loyalty, and the spiritual quest for the Holy Grail gave rise to bold, romantic, and daring adventures. Behold the enchanted sword Excalibur, entrusted to Arthur by the enigmatic Lady of the Lake. Meet the elusive Morgan Le Fay and her mysterious coven of priestesses, known for their eternal youth, beauty, and powers. Each card is imbued with magical reverence for the pure Avalonian essence and tradition in honor of the Mother Goddess and trusted keepers and fair guardians. And Fae guardians. These divination cards will assist in developing your intuition, aid decisions and choices aligned for your highest good, and help you to evolve to heightened spiritual levels. Use these guidance cards for self-discovery on your soul quest. Join the sacred quest through the mists and journey well. Okay, nice little introduction. No reference to the book, so, it's just Avalon has mists. That's what they're called. But I want to see that deck. Maybe I should start making some notes. 1 card reading, 3 card spread, 5 card spread. I wonder, since the names and everything are part of these Arthurian tales that have been with us for 1,000 years, or actually not that long, but for a long time. I don't think there would be any issues with the names that are in the book and using them in that form. All right, the wheels are turning. I will stop talking about the frickin' book now. So, here are the descriptions of the cards, and each one has those 4 keywords, and then a little verse, like a quote. You shall never be given more than is deserved or beyond your abilities at any time. That's the quote for the Abbey. All right, so let's do a reading here. And they did show a couple simple spreads there. I think it was like one card, 3 card. Yeah, 1 card, 3 card, 5 card. I said that. God. And then there's a 4 card one. Right. I need water and I don't have any. Oy. All right, there we go. And who comes out but Morgan Le Fay? Hey, daughter of mine, are you watching this? And I haven't even opened my water and invited the Fae, but they're popping out. So what does she say? Her keywords are fate, intuition, prophecy, and magic. Magic is within us all, in all incarnations on the planet, if one does seek to find it. And the message is, destiny is not your fate. It can be changed. I think I was talking about the difference between fate and destiny. Fate is the word fatal. What you're fated to do. We're all fated to die. That's your fate. How you leave this world is kind of your fate. But your destiny is how you live in this world. Big difference. It's dynamic, and you can direct your destiny, but you can't avoid your fate. Okay? Let your feelings be your guide, and trust your internal compass. There is infinite wisdom within you. You have all the tools you need to create the life you want. And I'm going to read this whole thing here, just to give you a good idea. Morgan Le Fay casts her feminine power as fairy queen, magical mistress, sorceress, shapeshifter, priestess, and lady of Avalon. She is also famous for being King Arthur's half-sister, Merlin's pupil, and a gifted healer, and the mother of Arthur's son. As a powerful feminine figure, she is honored as the ruler of the 9 Morgans, the priestesses of Avalon, Morgens, Morgans. Morgan appears to those who seek her when they feel they need strength to stand alone. She has the wisdom of the magic of light and dark forces and shows you the importance of keeping power in balance through the ability to change. Keeping power in balance through the ability to change. And letting your feelings guide you so you can tell when things are getting out of balance and something needs to change. Do not be afraid of failure. See this as an opportunity to begin again. You may be in an emotional place where you are not being the best version of yourself. And there was also something here about the strength to stand alone. So, I know so many of us are wearing down in this pandemic. So talking about the strength to be with yourself and be, not as connected as you'd like. So, all right, it's time to reevaluate. Morgan appears when you need to trust your inner guidance system and move only in the direction that feels right for you. If something doesn't resonate with your gut feeling, do not pursue that direction. The card of Morgan Le Fay reassures you that there is magic in change. You can transform and reinvent yourself many times over until you are in tune with your deeper self. This is all very Scorpionic and Plutonian. If you're Scorpio, if you're Plutonian, if you know anything at all about the astrology of that sign and planet, that's what we're talking about here. Deep change. Just as Morgan had the power of changing shape and flying through the air on strange wings, so you can change who you are, what you think, or how you live, if that suits your soul's purpose. You have all the tools you need to create whatever you need or want in your life. Morgan reinvented herself and created her own fate by using her talents and achieving greatness as the Lady of Avalon. When you see the raven fly over mist-enshrouded waters in your mind's eye, know that the Lady Morgan is watching over you, encouraging you to be independent and create your own fate. And then there's another little phrase here, I have infinite wisdom. So there's plenty of little things to grasp onto here in the shorter little phrases and descriptions and the keywords, and also in the longer meanings. And I have to say that I like it. Okay, so Morgan is telling us about transformation and magic, and I've opened the water here as an offering, and I have the white candle as an offering, and my hands have been washed. So I am taking on a couple new little rituals for when I get ready to do unboxing, most particularly when I get ready to do readings for my live stream. Since I'm working with different decks every time and not my standard deck, I really feel like I have to go some extra steps to make a connection with those decks so that the readings are good. And somebody commented today about should I bless my deck? I'm not really, a witch or anything, just a reader, and should I do that? And yes, you should, because it is always helpful to define for your unconscious mind what this deck is about. And the unconscious mind communicates in symbols and images, as you know. That's why these things work. So when you bless your deck, or you just hold it and say, please give me true, please let's have a relationship here, be my friend, talk to me true, or invite in your ancestors, your guides and guardians, all that kind of stuff. What's happening is your subconscious mind is going, woo. And when you're doing it with candles and incense, so there's light and there's scent and there's the elements, when you do that, your right brain, the gateway to psychic ability, the gateway to the collective unconscious, to where the Akashic records are, the access to the Akashic, all that shit, is through your right brain. And so when you do these really cool ritually things, your right brain goes, ooh, this is special. This is a special thing. I will pay attention when you get that out. And then it more readily gives information to you. So I would like to have, just a reading for me, a reading for where we're at right now. How are we feeling? What are we preparing for in the next step that's before us? Because we're kind of I feel we're in a lull. What is the next shift, the next step that's going to be in front of us? And I feel like they're done. We have Taliesin, we have the Holy Grail, and the Isle of Avalon. So we've got one of the people, and we've got one of the objects, and we've got one of the places. That's kind of cool. One from each category. Poetry, life force, renewal. Okay. I don't have to go very far for that. The next shift for us depends on us, and it's about renewing our own life force by, I know I've been saying this a lot, kind of freshening things up for yourself. If you don't do a spiritual practice, please start one. There's got to be something that you do for yourself that takes you deeper, that connects you with yourself, that moves clean energy, healing energy, spirit energy through you. You have to set these times up. It doesn't just happen. And well, yes, it does just happen. But it just happens when we have the right setup, when we witness a sunset and, oh, isn't that incredible? And your mind stops and you're in the moment. But when you're really under the gun and under a lot of stress and uncertainty, do you have time to wait for those things to come and get you, to come and catch you? Or do you go and nurture those circumstances? And nurturing those circumstances, Taliesin is talking about poetry, creativity, storytelling, divination, Here we go. Looking at things that are going to open your mind to new ideas, new ways of thinking. Poetry, do some art. He's playing a harp. Music. I keep talking about putting on music and dancing. Just put on music and dance up some magic. Move your body. Stretch your body. Then the Holy Grail here talks about life force, spirit, wisdom, and regeneration. So it regenerates your life force when you do things that bring you joy. When you listen to, seen a few posts on Facebook when people are having a tough time and they're saying, what song does it for you and will make you feel better. And for me, one of my oldest ones is That's the Way of the World by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Look it up, listen to it. That song will always just make me go, It acknowledges that things change, but it's just this easy, listen to it. Go look it up, listen to it. If I remember, I'll put a link below. So that's what regenerates your life force. That's what renews your energy and makes you feel like there's something worth living for again. So, particularly for people that are having really bad times right now. Depression and stress and anxiety are so high and so legitimately high. And if you have a disorder, woo boy, it's kind of where you live. So you're like, yeah, okay, there's finally something real to be worried about. But it can be tough. So those two things. And then the tour again says renewal, mystery, healing, rest. So that's the thing, is the whole goal is kind of a deeper renewal. Rest is what's jumping out to me here. Divination, wisdom. I thought that I saw the word renewal twice, but I guess I didn't. Regeneration I saw. But and this part, mystery and healing. So what's mystery? It is lessons that can be learned but can't be taught. Mystery is that experience that you that's when you're having that experience. Trance is that experience. Ecstasy is that experience. That was the experience that I was after with every mother drum. I would set up the altars, set up the openings, set up the songs and dances that we were going to do, the chants, the drumming, all that kind of stuff. We had a structure. But then I would leave a big hole. It's like, I don't know what I'm going to do right here. I got a big chunk, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I would leave a hole there. You have to leave a space for the magic to get through and let yourself be guided, because if you have every minute scheduled, magic might be trying to get through and you might see it as, oh, it's a distraction, it's something that I need to ignore and push away. No, you got to leave a hole, got to leave a gap for the magic to get through. So the tour here, talking about healing, mystery, rest, having that experience of mystery and doing just a recorded meditation can take you there too. There is healing in rest, and there is healing in mystery. And resting in mystery, in these times when we're so uncertain and we really don't know what the hell is going to be happening in the next 8 weeks, 12 weeks, it was 80 some days till the election. I'll believe it when I see it. In this time of uncertainty, we need to expand what's called our negative capability, which is the ability to be in doubt and uncertainty without freaking out. This is what Zen meditation is all about. This is what most meditation is all about. Being able to be with wherever you are, be in doubt and uncertainty without grasping and flipping out. So that's dwelling in mystery. And when you do spiritual practice, you learn more and more how to dwell in mystery, how to dwell in kind of the space between this happened and then that's going to happen. And what's the space between that? What's going to happen next? So the space between that is your creative energy, creating poetry, partaking in music, and regenerating your life force, putting your life force into it. Refilling your cup. Look at this. There's a grail there. Filling that cup back up from the well. And then the tour saying rest, healing from going into that mystery space. So I gotta say, I really like these cards. I mean, I read that one and I didn't have any trouble at all following those through without looking up answers. I'm going to see what their quotes are just for fun. So it says, you are the soul's expression of free will. Be inspired and dance to your own tune. I am a creative force. Then the Holy Grail says, be a beacon of light by walking the path. Shine bright with your magical soul light for all to see, feel, know, and grow. So being a beacon of light, when you are in that flow and in that moment, you glow. You know, people can see it in you. And when you go through people that are distressed and you bring in this calming presence and this healing presence and this sense of mystery to them, it can affect them, definitely. And the last one says, I trust my intuition. And then the Isle of Avalon card says, our deeper selves recall an ethereal realm where we are nourished and rebirthed, filled with deep magic and wisdom. Lots of guided imagery has you creating a sanctuary. Shakti Gawain, the first meditation I ever did, Shakti Gawain's creative visualization, it's still wonderful. It's still amazing. And she takes you on a journey where you create your inner sanctuary, is what she calls it. And so think about, you know, this setting. And I have used Avalon before. But here it's just saying, you know, recall an ethereal realm so you can create that perfect place for yourself that you can journey to in your mind. And then the little phrase at the end here says, I am enough. So I am, let me do these one real quick here. Okay. I am a creative force. I just think this might be an interesting chain here. I am a creative force. I trust my intuition. I am enough. I like that. I'm a creative force. I trust my intuition. I am enough. All right, so I went in being all crabby and disappointed. And I'm coming out going, I'm really glad I have this deck. I like it a lot. It feels magical. Go to Rockpool, you know, search Rockpool Oracle in your app store. And I don't know if this deck is available on it. You know, I could look. Hold on. I might have done this for you before. I do not remember. Okay, now I have to find it. Rockpool Oracle, there it is. So it has this nice little thing you can't see. There we go. It's kind of a greeny. So the ones you can choose from are Crystal Grid Oracle, Queen of the Moon Oracle, Auset Egyptian, Blue Messiah reading, Saints and Mystics, Guardian Angel reading, Zodiac reading cards, Enchanted Spell Oracle, Flowers of the Night, Sacred Power reading, Chakra reading cards, Heal Yourself reading, Aboriginal Spirit Oracle, Aboriginal Chakra Goddess. Boy, that's a salad. Aboriginal Chakra Goddess. All right, whatever. Aboriginal Dreamtime Oracle, Chinese Fortune reading, Cosmic reading cards, Saltwater reading cards, Angel reading cards, Flower reading cards, Clairvoyant reading cards, True Love reading cards, Dreamtime reading cards, Fortune reading cards, Australian Wildflower, Crystal reading cards, and World Animal Dreaming. And I want to see if I actually have access to all these. Yeah, you do. And then you have also access to start reading, buy the full deck or buy a hard copy. So you can get a 1-card or a 3-card reading. And then down here, you can see which ones you've purchased. So I don't know. I mean, that would have to be, purchase data not available. That would have to be purchased through the app, I would mean, because how would you connect, you know? So there you go, Rockpool Oracle in your app store. This one's not there, but yes, I would recommend this deck, and I'm going to recommend to my son that we start working on a Mists of Avalon Oracle. That's true to the book. Maybe a tarot deck. I think that might deserve a tarot deck. Wow. Okay, off we go. Well, feel free to leave a donation below if you've enjoyed this. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. Please wear your mask and keep yourself safe and wash your hands. Let's get through this, everybody, because I care about you. I want you to be there on the other side. Until Monday, when it's Tarot unboxing time, have a great weekend. I will see you on Monday. This is the Zen Witch. Blessed be.